Never hear the reporter, hear the report. The new LSK President Charles Kanjama has been elected to succeed Ms. Faith Odhiambo, the former LSK President who led LSK for 2 consecutive years.
Breaking news of the evening, which is about the conclusion of the Law Society of Kenya elections for the presidency. We cross over to LSK headquarters on Getanga Road.
You benefit from the work of the Law Society of Kenya. And for me, I think it's also a win, but it is a responsibility as well. It's a responsibility to hold to those high pledges and commitments I made to the statutory role of the Law Society of Kenya, not to disappoint Kenyans, not to disappoint lawyers, my supporters, and indeed all advocates, both those who voted and those who didn't vote, but who depend on the leadership of the Law Society of Kenya.
There were 3 participants participating in the elections, contesting for the LSK President. Remember, the LSK President leads for 2 consecutive years before an election is done to give room for the next LSK President. Charles Kanjama, Senior Counsel, who has been working on the legal system for many years, seemed to be having experience to lead in this sector. Remember, the President of the Law Society of Kenya has very many roles, including them is to protect the rights of citizens.
It's a responsibility to hold to those high pledges and commitments I made to the statutory role of the Law Society of Kenya, not to disappoint Kenyans, not to disappoint lawyers, my supporters, and indeed all advocates, both those who voted and those who didn't vote, but who depend on the leadership of the Law Society of Kenya.
So we spoke to a few advocates earlier today, and they were actually very impressed with the voting process. Some say that this is the first time, maybe perhaps in the past they didn't used to have such elections. So maybe if you could speak to us about how the competition was with regards to your competitors. How do you feel about this and going forward? What can you tell them with regards to working together as a...
Okay, so the last few elections, we have done them under the supervision of Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. So elections are done very professionally. And of course, it is a grueling race. And the 3 candidates for president all gave a good show. It was not easy to predict the winner. Until the last day, none of us really knew who was going to emerge victorious. We all were hopeful, but we knew that it was a tight race. Each candidate came up with great manifestos. All of them had very committed supporters. But you know, in a contest, there will be ultimately one winner. But that one winner has to embrace all the others so that we all become winners. So it was really a challenging contest, but it was a great contest because democracy is good for the people of Kenya and for the legal profession. When we have internal democracy, we can then...
Ms. Faith Odhiambo, the former LSK President, is now exiting office after fighting many battles in which she won. Among the battles she won is the political battle and protecting citizens.
I want to speak to you, Peter Wanyama.
Yes.
Apart from what has been brought out here by your competitors, there's also been an allegation that, well, you've told us that you have a lot of money, that you are being accused of dishing out money to people for them to attend your meetings. How can the Law Society of Kenya trust you when you are accused of cash handouts for political rallies?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think that allegation is very strange. Look at my hands, Eric and Smart. My hands are clean. They are not dirty. I'm vying for Law Society of Kenya, and my leadership is based on integrity. The only benefit which I confer to practitioners, especially young practitioners, is that whenever I'm paid legal fees, like on Friday when I got the 1.2 million shillings from Narok, a pending bill from 2015, paid on Friday, I will take 500,000 to purchase books for practitioners, young practitioners, as a strategy in mentorship. For me, I tell them, I have been there where you are. I know how to develop in the legal sector. Why can't I introduce you as a young practitioner in policy and legislative development? Why can't I introduce you as a young practitioner to new and emerging areas of practice? We are talking about technology and artificial intelligence. There are challenges that we need to confront in our practicing space.
Mr. Wanyama, have you handed out cash inducements?
Yes, I'm coming to answer the question. So it is not true when someone says, and I call them political spiffs, the way Mr. Wakabata has mentioned, folks who come up with propaganda to say that I'm handing over cash. I don't hand over cash to any practitioner. Instead, I give them books as a strategy to empower them. So, because I still have my 26 minutes, and the strategy here is very simple. The practicing space is shrinking, and this is part of my agenda. And for young practitioners who are outside there, if I've never given you a book, look for me. I will ensure that you get a book as a strategy to just open up our eyes.
So it's not bribery?
It's not bribery. Buying a book to a practitioner is not bribery. That's not bribery, and I'll continue giving out books. It is part of my strategy for leadership. When elected LSK president, I will mentor these practitioners until they get tired of it.
Thank you, Anya.
Okay.
The political leaders in Kenya has congratulated Charles Kanjama for being selected and chosen as the LSK president. The roles are waiting for him to take over from Mr. Odhiambo.